£20,000 and put it in to the South Sea Company. He watched as it quickly doubled and then trebled to nearly £20,000. Mr. Newton realized that what goes up could easily go down, so he cashed out and he collected his £20,000. But in August of 1720, his beloved was given these incredibly favorable terms, and Isaac Newton saw that other people had made much more money than his £20,000. He decided he was going to take that money and reinvest all of it in the South Sea Company, and he lost his entire savings a month later in the crash. And here was a man in his 70s at this point who was reduced to near poverty. And in the aftermath of this horrible event in his life, he had a quote that I am particularly attracted to. He said, quote, "I can calculate the motions of heavenly bodies, but I cannot understand the madness."
It's all set up. I just broke it.
Here was this great genius who could understand the laws of gravity, what the motions of planets, and all sorts of other things. He had it, but when it came to himself, the closest thing to him, he could not understand himself.
So we're doing Mando.
Laws that govern human behavior.
I think I've drawn one of these, when I was
now, like
in high school or whatever for my friends.
Present time. And me, Robert Greene, I'm working as a consultant to many powerful people in all sorts of enterprises, athletes, hip-hop artists, politicians, business people. And they're coming to me, particularly after I wrote the 48 Laws of Power, with their own problems. And these problems basically revolved around the fact that they couldn't control the people that they were dealing with. They didn't know how to handle them.
I asked him if he wants the chrome chess piece from season 2, if he wants the, because he sent me pictures of the season 1. What up, Skylar? Yeah! He gave me a like storm. Thanks, buddy. Start with his head. Let's do I could do chrome on it. Or I could do silver pen, I mean. But we'll just do some silver pen highlights at the end. How about that? Forgot to warm up my pens. Sorry guys, it's gonna be. Let's see, I'll have to match the lighting, right? So there's like.
And so what all of these people had in common was they were all
basically the same thing he's got going on right
very
there.
brilliant in their fields. They could calculate the movements of global markets, very complicated economic things. But when it came to the spaces of just dealing with people, it was the most important skill you have. And in understanding themselves, they were actually quite helpless. And in the aftermath of all of these experiences that I was having, rather powerful experiences, I often thought of myself. I thought of myself in the sense that I might too have had many failures. I too have had problems dealing with people, particularly before I wrote the 48 Laws of Power. I too have made many
so many pens active right now. I shouldn't have this many active pens. Let's look at this page here. Is kind of.
And about 7 years ago,
I
was going to try to get at the root of all of these problems that people had and that I had. To sort of, and what I thought was that the root of this problem was the basic ignorance or misunderstanding of human nature, of the laws that govern human behavior, much like Sir Isaac Newton was looking at the laws that govern the movement of stars. I was going to write a book about this subject because, startlingly enough, this is a subject that we all need to know because, as a social animal, we spend all of our time dealing with people. You can't succeed in this world. I don't care how technically brilliant you are in your field, how well you are at coding or whatever it is. If you don't understand people, you're going to neutralize all of your powers. And yet nobody's writing a book about this subject. So I determined I was going to be the one to do it. And so I started devouring literature neuroscience, people estimate that 95% of human behavior is unconscious. In other words, 95% of what we do never reaches the level of consciousness. We're not aware of what actually motivates our behavior. Oh, this was rather startling. It's as if we possess a stranger inside of ourselves who's governing our behavior. The second fact I uncovered was that there are many kind of forces that came from our evolution hundreds of thousands and millions of years ago that are wired into our brains and how we operate. And a lot of these things came about evolutionarily for very adaptive purposes for where we were 500,000 years ago. But they don't have much purpose for where we are right now in the 21st century. These elemental forces are very primitive. I call it human nature. These are the forces that basically
skip this over.
And so much of this very primitive stuff is actually affecting us in the 21st century and determining a lot of the problems that we're encountering now. I'll go into that a little more later. The third thing
I wish I could not shake my camera, but it's really
basically the human brain that all of us possess is remarkably similar, each of us. In other words, there's very little difference between the brain you possess and somebody in some other country who has a different cultural background. And the reason is that we all evolved from the same origin,
sorry,
the same
I hope it doesn't make you
source,
dizzy.
hundreds of thousands of years ago, well before the spreading
It's
out.
not really a good setup for this camera I got going on here, unless I had like a lot of. I would have to have someone professionally light it and set it up for me because this is the best I got, honestly. Dexter, what's up, buddy? Man, I keep thinking about how you guys are in Europe. Might have to charge you like $10 for shipping on top of what I already charged you guys. But that should be it. Sorry. Good morning. How are you guys doing? No, you guys, it's not morning time for you, is it? Let's see. Let me just take a guess. Don't tell me what time it is there, Dexter. It's 2:30 here in Washington State, which is the west coast of the United States, and I'm reckoning you're you're like, no. Alright, fine, you're a nice guy. I won't charge you. You guys bought big pieces anyway, so it's not. I mean, come on, man. Come on. That's me halfway. No, I'm just kidding. Because I think shipping there would be like $35. So, I don't think I've done that yet. Wait, let me guess. So it's 2:30 here, so I'm gonna guess it's like. What time would it be there? Pretty late, right? It should be like 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning, midnight, something like that. No, I always honor an agreement if I made it. So if that's not possible, then it doesn't matter. I'll just ship it to you anyway. Because I agreed to ship it for whatever price. $15. I was like, dang, if him and his buddy are in Britain, I didn't ask about that. But I looked at your page, I was like, oh, that's why they speak with funny words. The only way to escape that is to understand these words, to understand what is 9:30 here at night. Oh, that's not that bad. Okay. What's it like over there, man? What do you guys think about our president and shit? How he's like, yeah. I mean, I don't really. I guess I don't really care about politics. I just like to hear kind of outsiders' perspectives on that kind of stuff. I'm a bit of a dunce, man. Sometimes I say some stupid ass shit. So I apologize for that. We humans are deeply irrational. And what I mean by that is that we are governed by our emotions more than anything else. You like Trump? Yeah. He's not bad. Not bad at all. I would vote for Trump before I'd vote for the Biden. Biden sucks balls. somehow they found the one candidate
And basically,
besides like Hillary Clinton. I wouldn't vote for her either because it's like there's so few people that I wouldn't vote for
the brain has different layers.
if it was between them and Trump, and they found them.
The bottom to the top.
It's Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden, and that's not just because like the media told me so. I wouldn't vote for Trump either. But if I was forced to at gunpoint to vote for one or the other, I'd be like, I can't give it to this guy, man. He's way too old. He's even older than Trump. Why are we voting for these dinosaurs? These old ass retarded people. I can't stand politics, man. I'm sorry I even brought it up. I don't even know why I'm doing it. Let's talk about something nice, man. How was your Thanksgiving? Oh, wait. You didn't have one, because you're the reason why we have a Thanksgiving, man. You're like, we need to get away from these freaking Brits. I think they will recount. I think they just tried that, and then it's all coming up Biden, so. Which is whatever, I mean, that's why I haven't actually read a page of news in a long time. So, just the fact that you're in Europe, and I didn't know that, and I just want to know all your opinions on that stuff. The other thing that comes from this is that because they're in two different parts of the brain, we don't really have access to our emotions. So it's very hard for us to put our feelings into words. We don't get them. Ooh, that sucks. Sucks to be you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just ripping on you. Mine was great. It's my mom's birthday, so we always have a good time. The other thing is, we have no access to the source of our emotions. So we can be angry. I'm literally watching the Mando now. Nice. Man, you know, I've never seen an episode. Let's see. I think I downloaded it. Let me see if it's still on my computer. Don't really realize to what extent emotions are infecting. I got the Addams Family. How do I not have the Mandalorian on here? I swear, I just downloaded that. I must have deleted it already. I put it on a thumb drive for somebody and then I deleted it, so. I'll have to get it, man. Our brains operate yeah, get Eddie in here. Christopher says, yo, what's up? What's up, Chris? How you doing, buddy? We're turning this, I don't know who this guy was. He looks like the Terminator. But we're turning him into the Mandalorian, you know. Kind of messed up his visor there, so there's too much white on the top. But we're gonna. This is just a sketch for the shapes, and then we're gonna go over it, obviously. But just started. Took a day off, you know, just kind of relaxed. I am working on this. I did this yesterday, so I didn't actually take a day off. So this is just like an 8x12. So it's supposed to be like a classical conception of Saturn. He's got his costume there, and he's ripping the heart out of some guy, and he's got these 7 children kind of watching, and they all have kind of different opinions on what's going on. And he's basically the Titan that is teaching the new gods how to rip people's hearts out, I guess. It's kind of like the Mando and the child, right? It's like a guy who's like protecting the children. He's like, and everybody's like, oh, he's cool. Super cool. A little bummed I missed the Clayton Special Edition 29. You know, I did too, Christopher Stromlin. I'm blessed to be Clayton's buddy, so maybe I'll get one in the mail, because I saw that people were getting them as gifts in the mail. So, I don't think I'm going to get any to draw on, though, or any, unless I get one as a gift, because they're super expensive, and I couldn't afford one, so I'm with you guys on that. I get little cool things once in a while, but I don't get one of everything, which would be sweet. If I could put that in my deal with Clayton, where I get one of everything, ooh, dude, I should float that, right, guys? Get one of everything.
had a mother who was very
Cliff says, never seen Bando. Oh, okay. Yeah, me neither. A little bummed I missed Clay, yeah. Wasn't it going for silly money? It wasn't going for as much as people think it was, right? So I want to demystify that here. I haven't been commenting on it on posts just because those posts seem kind of toxic. And also I got banned from the Craniacs because it's just kind of run by a toxic guy, to be honest. But we're going to start a new Clayton group, an official Clayton group, official Clayton Crane art page soon. We're going to be selling his merch on there and stuff like that, so, and giveaways and stuff, so look forward to that. And then Black Flag hopefully is going to help me run it. And then yeah, my opinion on the pricing of that book is that it's $75 for that super exclusive holiday version. That was like a surprise thing. Yeah, it's a little expensive, but if you think about it, it's like $100 for a set of his nice books. And it's $65 for the virgin, you know, 40 or 35 for the trade is the deal with the set. So you're really only paying $10 more than you usually do, which I get is a lot. That's like a 20% increase in price almost. I get that. But Clayton is such a big artist right now. He's actually getting bigger. He's getting to, like, you know, the levels of super, super renowned artists to where people just know him as a household name if they know anything about comic book artists. So he's getting to that level, and those people, honestly, they charge hundreds of dollars for their signature. Clayton only charges, last time was doing $5 for a small signature and $20 for his rainbow signature if you just get one. So his prices are still low, so they're going to continue to rise, unfortunately. So it's a shame that people are toxic about it, and I get that the prices are high on his books, but they're going to continue to rise. But it's not for any reason aside from that they're exclusive covers, their variant covers is why they're priced like that, and it's just because that's what the market is done with his art, because they think it's of that caliber. So you can always have the digital copies for free. You know, people make scans of their raw art, or they'll just post the scans, like they just posted the scan of a new Venom tie-dye blacklight cover, which I'm really excited for. I want to get a few of those and do symbiotes on them. And I don't know if I'll be able to afford one. I'll try to get one at least and get a few more down the road, but yeah, I'm excited. So the lesson here is that we're not yeah. I wouldn't draw on it, maybe I would. It depends. I would definitely want one just for my personal collection, but what I would do is get a Venom 29 and then turn it into one of those special ones, which would be fun. Turn it into a Christmas one. I did, however, pick up a set of Kirkham's King Black 2. Yeah, nice. What's up, Betty? Easy. What's up, guys? What's up? So let's see. These guys. What's going on here? Could there be something else going on that I'm not really thinking of? Is there something deeper going on? And just you may not get to the answer. You may not uncover that thing in your early childhood. But just in asking a question, you can create a little bit of space between the signal you're getting from your brain and your reaction. And that space, that time, that 10 minutes, that 1 hour that you don't react. Christopher Stromlin says yes. God, Dex, you guys are good buddies. Do you guys know each other in real life? Do you hang out, or are you just friends online? Which is fine, but I'm just curious if you guys are like friends from childhood or something. Be up soon, big man. Right. Oh yeah, so let me count your spots. I just counted them yesterday, but I'll just count it again. So that's one right there is what we're working on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Edward, you're number 7, and all of these emotional elements going through the finally make you rest. Talking about
obviously something that emerged.
Okay,
And I do have, it's not really about but there is a power that is different evolved from that's actually extremely well adapted.
so you're 7 and 10 right now.
And that quality
Sorry, I took a little break, guys. So you're Eddie, you're number 7. Dexter, you're number 10.
human ability to get inside the perspective and the points of view of other people.
Friends from the comic scene. Gotcha.
How other
Cool, man.
see the world.
What are the cons like over there?
Quality of power that our ancient
You guys don't get
well before the invention of language.
too many people over there, or do you have big cons?
Increase their ability to understand it and to
Comic Squad friends, God.
and to work more closely together. And I say in my book, Mastering in this new book, that I imagine these early ancestors were nearly telepathic in their ability to sense what other people were feeling and thinking. I call this visceral empathy. But we humans have another quality that kind of counters this and renders this power that we all possess, kind of neutralizes that. And this quality
Nice.
is our self-absorption.
Went to London Con. Nice. Very cool.
And this quality isn't something that's necessarily
What'd you guys do there?
It comes about.
You know, I haven't been to too many Comic Cons. I really need to start going
I'm
this
trying to
one.
make the point that we are all somewhat narcissistic, that we're all on that spectrum. The origins of narcissism, quite simply, are that
I see.
we humans spend an inordinate amount of time being raised by our parents, much longer than any other man. So we form a much deeper attachment to our mother and to our father. But a point is inevitably reached in this process where that attention slackens and the parent distances themselves from us. And it's very emotionally disturbing. We feel like we're not getting any more love or attention from our parents. And the solution that most people create in this is to create a self-image that they can retreat to, that they can love and esteem. And so that in these moments when parents aren't giving us love and attention and recognition, we can withdraw into ourselves and feel that we are worthy, that we are okay, that we can love ourselves. And this self-love operates as a kind of thermostat. So when we're feeling depressed or not recognized, it kind of raises our mood up so we don't fall too deeply down into this depression. And what's part of this self-love is that we pour a lot of libidinal love
We're ruining it all, yeah.
We become fascinated with our own tastes, our own desires of who we are. And then we go searching for other people who are similar to us. And people notice in studies, we tend to fall in love with people who either look like us or have very similar ideas or values to us, so that we're attracted and drawn to people who reflect who we are, which is another aspect of our narcissism. And we see that on social media, where people glom onto those who are creating kind of like a narcissistic tribe. Now, obviously, there are people who fall deeper into this, types that I call deep or toxic narcissism. And what happens with them is they never develop that inner thermostat because something was broken in the relationship with their parents. They were never able to develop enough self-love. That's the only way they can get that feeling, that sense of self-worth and recognition, when it starts getting lower, going from, is to act out and get attention from other people instead of from themselves. So they become dramatic, and they kind of know how to get attention from their children, etc. And so that's their only way of solving this kind of emptiness inside of themselves. And such people, such deep narcissists, can actually go pretty far in life, because as children, they develop a lot of flair and charisma. And if they're talented, they can become leaders, they can become CEOs of businesses, because of this kind of charisma that they have. Then they hit a wall, because they always need more and more and more attention. They're not really they really don't know how to understand the people they're dealing with, because God, I'm not a narcissist. No, not me. That's exactly a sign of narcissism right there. They are the exception. No, not me. Look at me, I'm not a narcissist. The second thing you have to realize is that you're basically a functional narcissist. And that energy that goes into yourself can literally be turned outward and can be transformed into empathy, which is one of the chapters in my book. And what I mean by that is we turned all of that libidinal desire into ourselves. We became fascinated with ourselves, our thoughts, our ideas. We need to turn that outward into the people that we're looking at. So when you're in a conversation with a friend or whatever, chances are you're not really listening to them. You're not paying attention. You're on your phone or somewhere else because you're more interested in your own ideas and your own problems. That's where your energy and fascination is. But you must realize that the people you're dealing with are weirder and more interesting than you could ever imagine. I like to tell people, think of the people you deal with as if they were characters in a movie. I had a job once where I was really depressed. People I thought were really awful. And I imagined that they were actually figures in Greek mythology. And I had to figure out which one each one of them was. It helped me a lot because now I had to think about their lives and their childhood and what made them where they were. So the people you're dealing with are much more interesting than you imagine. And so if you can turn that energy around and you can start placing yourself in their shoes, it will go a long way to taking that self-absorption and turning it outward. We're all working in much more diverse workplaces. 50 years ago, when my father had his job, it was all basically white men in his office. We don't have that anymore. People come from all different men and women, all different cultural backgrounds. And in this diverse workplace, it's actually fascinating to try and get into the backgrounds and the mindsets of this diverse world and get outside yourself and get inside what other people are experiencing and try to figure out their problems that they think. It's like therapy. So this incredible power empathy that lies latent in all of you, but that must be cultivated and developed. And I give you many lessons in the book on how to do that. Now, another law of human nature is that we humans have what I call a self-opinion, an opinion about ourselves. And people who've done studies have shown that opinion is generally more elevated than reality. So we tend to think of ourselves as intelligent, at least in our field we're intelligent. We like to think of ourselves as autonomous. We just make our own decisions. Like people don't tell us what to do. I'm an independent person. And we tell ourselves that we're basically good, moral people, that we're nice and polite, that we're team players, that we get along with other people. But an equal law of human nature is that this sunny, kind of positive portrait is actually covering up and masking a dark side, what psychologist Carl Jung called the shadow, and that every human being has a dark side, has a shadow. And this shadow is not something that's wired into our brains. It comes about with how we're raised as children. Basically, as children, we come into this world as a kind of complete natural being. We have all kinds of emotions and feelings. We are mischievous. We can love our parents one moment and then hate them the next. We can be that sweet little angel one moment, and the next moment we're burning with desire for revenge, steal something from a brother or sister. We were a complete being. We had a full range of emotions. But slowly over time, we have to sort of soften all of that. Our parents are all stressed out, and they're trying to get us to not act out so much. They want us to be more angelic, and teachers have this pressure as well. So slowly, we feel this pressure to kind of tamp down and disguise these sort of natural emotions that are inside all of us. And this energy that was both could be positive and negative, could be loving and mischievous or vengeful at the same time. All of that, the dark stuff, goes into what's called the shadow. It doesn't disappear. It stays with us as adults. And this shadow that you carry with you, you're feeling tremendous amount of pressure to keep it, to conceal it. If you want to present to everybody,
like a robot artist, unstoppable. You know, I've been feeling lazy because I didn't work yesterday too much. Well,
it's wonderful.
Just for anyone who didn't see it earlier, I did work yesterday though. I did work on this. Just kind of did some of the background face coat for some of his cloak and stuff. But I didn't work on any commissions yesterday, you know. I kind of almost felt a little bit burnt out. So I just wanted to do something different. But I do paint every day, even when I'm not working on a commission. Sometimes I get busy with family stuff, like for instance, Thanksgiving, you know. I don't think I did anything paint-wise. No, I did paint for my mother that day, so I painted that day too. I paint every day so far since I started doing this. But I'm telling you in my book that this kind of behavior is not coming together on that one, bro. It's been feeling like a slow day all day. It's been feeling like a slow week to me, man. It's been slow and lazy because, like, Thanksgiving dinner makes me so sleepy, you know. I've just been eating it for days. One of the great shadow exercises I talk about in the book is over idealization. And this is what we see with the social justice warrior. Now, if you're a social justice warrior, you believe so deeply, you've identified so deeply with your cause, that it justifies any kind of manipulative, nasty, intolerant, bigoted behavior. It's all for the great cause that I'm promoting, right? You can censor people, you can tell people to shut up, you can do whatever you want, because it's all for your great cause. And you think it's because it's for the cause, but actually a lot of it's coming because the shadow is trying to find some way to get itself out, and it uses you in this fashion. The social media has become this intense magnet for the dark shadow side working inside of us, which is why we find all the neo-trolls, etc. on social media become an infested ground for the shadow. So the point I try to make, the solution here, is to be aware of it. You're going around and you so identify with the sweet, angelic persona that you have created for yourself and you show the world, that you don't even imagine you have a shadow. And it operates by the fact that you're unaware of it. The fact that Isaac Newton wasn't aware that he had a greedy little person inside him that was dying to get out made it so that he could lose all of his money in this investment. So you want to see the shadow inside yourself, recognize that child within you that is stamped down, see the patterns of behavior in which it leaks out. And then in my book, I describe many ways for how you can incorporate your shadow in a productive way. You can take your ambition and aggressive energy and channel it into some great cause. You can be a social warrior, a social justice warrior, you can belong with it. But you don't have to be nasty and intolerant and bigoted. You can be about getting results, about actually promoting your cause instead of hurting. Into the shredder. Oh, that would look good. But my commissioner would probably be a little surprised by it. Maybe he would like it, but he would definitely be surprised. What do you think, Douglas? Are you out there? What do you think? Shredder? And it first struck me about 12 years ago. Let me see. I gave a talk at Microsoft up in the Seattle area. There was a group, 20,000, 30,000 people from in this one area. And I was struck about how similar everybody was. People kind of dressed alike. They all kind of acted alike. They all sort of buttoned down, serious, kind of. Yeah, because they're working. They weren't all free. But there was something weird about kind of behavior patterns that I had never seen in any other office before. And some 7 years ago, I was at Google up in Mountain View, and I noticed a similar thing, but much different. It was much more playful and open, much more pleasant environment. But there was definitely kind of a spirit that the group had, like Mountain View. I worked on the board of directors for a company called American Apparel, and the CEO was this kind of insane madman, kind of like they're sort of this hippie, pre-love sort of mentality. And here you had a company of 10,000 people, and they were all having nose rings
cross-dressing, you know, it was like, you know, what was going on here? And so, I thought, you know, what I'm seeing here at Microsoft, Google, and Apparel, that there's a culture. These places have a culture. That's a weird phenomenon if you think about it. France obviously has a culture. But that culture took 1,000 years to evolve. It's very dramatic. And in the course of 10, 20 years, Microsoft, Google, American Express, they've evolved their own culture, their own way of being, that people are kind of similar. What is this phenomenon? And basically, I explained it in my book as one of the very ancient processes that can determine who we are. See, our ancestors, in order to succeed and thrive,
Oh, let's see. Christopher Quest says, need a blank for a badass shredder with Crane or shredder fighting.
and these emotions would show up on the face before you.
Yeah, look what I got.
So you can look at the person next to you.
Let's see, what do I got?
Feeling anxious. And then you could feel as well. And then together you could respond quickly without ever having to say a word.
So cool.
Maybe there was some.
Been waiting for somebody to claim this and put a
So these emotional responses
put a
are very much
like a Wolverine over top of him or something, you know? Love that one.
acceptable. The emotion.
I don't care if nobody claims it. I'll just keep it. It's so cool.
The other thing that happens is we develop what's known as mirror neurons. We'll talk a lot about it. I don't know if you're familiar with mirror neurons. Basically, that means is if you're watching somebody playing tennis, the person playing tennis,
Yeah, it's hella badass.
their neurons are firing.
Shredder in Hell.
As you're watching,
That book's probably going to be worth a shit ton eventually.
so that you, this is what gives us the power to imitate people learn. So you'll notice sometimes you'll be watching a basketball game and you'll almost like be shooting a free throw along with the player because you're trying to will that ball. And then those are your mirror neurons that are operating.
Mirror
So we have
neurons.
this built-in power to take on the emotions and feelings.
It's basically all the shapes I need on that guy. Let's see.
And if you put
Oh yeah, it's
together
leg.
through sheer osmosis, you will create some kind of culture, and people will start acting and behaving in a similar way. These cultures can be tight, like a microscope, or looser, very fluid. They could be more kind of traditional, or they can be more kind of popular. They can be sort of top down, or more egalitarian, on and on and on. Often the culture of a group reflects the person on top. So, you know, Bill Gates, obviously, for Microsoft, and Doug Charney, I don't know, I can't begin to speculate where that might be. I have no idea. So what happens with this culture is that also certain unwritten codes of behavior will follow.
See someone to claim how much that shredder and Foot Clan. Leave that in my collection. And slab, my first Terrell book I got. So I keep them just for myself or for revisions. Unfortunately, I don't sell them just as is. But or else I
You have to
would.
think of yourself as this independent person, where your thoughts and beliefs are your
But yeah, I mean, I really just sell them if you're gonna get a commission on them.
so many of your
Unfortunately,
ideas come from the group.
Baby Yoda,
You're
so
more
sweet.
informed than you imagine. I include myself. If you belong to a certain political tribe, you tend to absorb all of the ideas, the same ideas as other people, and the same political beliefs. So we're much more conformist than we like to believe. And the other thing is that if we're not careful, the kind of group mentality will turn easily into a mob mentality and can become quite dangerous, as happens in like bubbles like the Saucy bubble, etc. So the solution that I'm promoting here is you need to be aware of how deeply the group has infected your own behavior, infected your belief system, so that you can create a bit of space for some independent thinking. You can begin to realize that maybe you don't want to have some things that you're not coming from. And the second thing is, if you're a leader of any kind of group anyway, you must be very
So
aware
sweet.
of the prevailing culture. You must be able to read it and understand it and work with it. So if you're starting a group, you're starting a business, if you have a startup of some sort, you have the chance to create a culture. And it's extremely important because once a culture is created, like at Microsoft or American Express, it's very hard to change it. So I talk in the book about how to create a healthy, functional, what I call a reality group, as opposed to a dysfunctional group. So that's sort of the lesson there. The last sort of force that I wanted to talk about is related to this group force. And basically, all of us belong to one enormous group that is millions, hundreds of millions, includes hundreds of millions of people. And that group is the generation that we belong to. The generation basically comprises 22 years. It's called a cohort. So you belong to a particular generation, as I do. And obviously, in that 22-year span, the people born at the beginning of that generation, the people born at the end, there's going to be some differences. But social science has discovered remarkable similarity between people in a generation, even those that are separated by those years. They'll have similar tastes, similar sense of humor, similar values, similar ideas. Where does this come from? In my book, I make a very kind of intricate description of the origin of the generation and why it evolved that way. But very simply put, when you're young, you're very vulnerable to the emotions and moods and ideas of people around you. And those of your own age, you're all watching, back in the day when people did that, you're all watching the same television show. You're all listening to more or less the same music. You're all dealing with parents who came from their own generation, have their own different parents.
Baby Yoda.
On and on. You're absorbing this kind
You
of
guys can't see him, but I'll try to show him the camera there.
personality.
Can you see him?
Who you are.
He's in there.
And this will be the same for millennials.
You'll see him kind of pop out once I put the cover on.
It's kind of like
Which I might just start with him, because why not?
so people were
And I'm actually going to go over this guy too, but I just need to ask
I could never enter
Douglas what costume he wants on it, because we talked about, he already paid for it, we talked about him being just kind of a similar clone trooper or a Mandalorian of some kind, and he agreed to that, but I just never got confirmation on what he wants it to look like, so I sent him like a parade of different Mandalorians, but he didn't choose one. What do you guys think? What kind of Mandalorian? Because there's like hundreds of different types of Mandalorian armor out there. So even ancient Mandalorian armor, it's like bone armor. So what do you think it should look like?
And it will never be able to preserve our culture. End quote. Now that sounds pretty familiar. So, you know, people will say millennials, oh, you're so campy, you know. Saying about the same thing with Gen X. It's human nature. So the next time you hear somebody sort of parade this sense of superiority, which I just basically consider generation narcissism, because it's human nature. People have been saying that for years. The second thing I think is that the generation of phenomena creates what we call the
These are all extra fine. Oh no, this is fine.
critical, absolutely critical to understand.
Whenever you do it, if it goes for sale, message me, or first time me. It'll probably end up being a commission before I do it and put it up for sale. Way down the road, maybe I'll just do it and then put it up for auction, but that, I would assume, would cost a lot of money because I have years down the road. Right now, you have to wait in my commission list, and it's not that expensive. But not that I want to charge more money, but it might be like twice as much money after I get published. Or I might not be able to do them at all because I might not have time.
Creating a spirit of the time.
want to keep doing them even after I get published and stuff, but I need to focus on doing covers when I get a chance to work on some.
So it will be a generation that will be known as the revolutionary generation, which has overturned all of the previous ideas and values and creates true revolution. This will be followed by a generation that tries to preserve that revolution, kind of turn it into something a little more rational. This will be followed by a very conservative generation that has lost touch with the revolution. That is just basically all about safety and keeping what happened. This will be followed by a crisis generation, which gets so sick of the stagnant situation and of the values they've inherited that they're very unhappy and dissatisfied. And this leads to the revolutionary generation. On, 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 on. It's like continuing happening. And people estimate that the generation that is now the continuing generation is a true crisis generation. I believe that's true. And that what is following is that we're on the verge of another kind of revolution that kind of happens. They estimate every 8 years.
It's basically invisible to you guys just because of the glare from my camera
Being
there.
new is just being very excited. Something very different. And so your task, whatever you're creating, whatever you're doing, you have an audience that you must reach. And that audience has a zeitgeist, a spirit. And the spirit is never stagnant, it's always changing. And you tend to be in this spot.
Message me after commission prices and I might commission it. Yeah, I could tell you right now for a commission that big, so like, what we could do on that one would be like, I mean, it depends on what you want on it, but like if you wanted to swap out the whole character for like, say, the cartoon version of Shredder, and then these are supposed to be the turtles up here, but they're all in grayscale, so you could like, we could colorize them and make them look like they're from the cartoon. We could even colorize all these guys and make them look like they're from the cartoon, all the Foot Ninjas, just to kind of make it have that 1990s cartoon look to it. That would be a lot of money, because I'd be doing every single character on here. I'd basically be repainting the entire cover. And I'm just inspecting this cover as I look at it, and I see a couple of spine ticks, but I could probably cover those with paint. But aside from that, it looks pretty good. It's probably a 9.6 or whatever. But, so yeah, or I could just do like Wolverine, and that would be $90 to do Wolverine over this. Just do like a nice like 1980s, or I mean 1990s Wolverine, where he's got that bright yellow and blue pop color, and then or we could do all of those colors, and that would be like probably like 160, 180 bucks, something like that. So that's basically the price range. And if you wanted it graded, it would be like 40 bucks, and then shipping is $8 for an ungraded book, $14 for a graded book. So full blown out of your head, your choice. So yeah, for that, and if you had it graded, and then you'd have to also buy the book, and I don't know what the price of the book is. We would find like a fair market value for that, and then because I know it's sold out now, it's kind of hard to get, but I would give you a good deal on it, and then I would dress it up and we'll try to get a 9.8 on it if you're looking to have it graded. So altogether it would be the price of the book, plus if you wanted to go all out on it, I'll just give you a quote right now. I would do that for like $165, and then just to kind of give you a couple bucks off, and then grading is 40, shipping is 15. So let me try to quickly do all that math. It'd be like 230 bucks total, plus the price of the book. So there you go. I like to do it here if I can, because messaging takes so long. It takes forever to get a message. For me to type out a message, at least. For me, at least. But yeah, I'll message you about it later. I'll do that too.
And if he listened to his emotions, he panicked, but he got helpful.
But my, I should tell you also, if you're listening, my wait list is 31 people long, so that would take me, maybe now it's 32 people long. I just had somebody talk to me. And that would take me a little while to get through, but I'd get to you as quick as I can. So thank you for considering. And we can talk about it later.
And he was an incredibly empathetic person. He made a point of getting inside the spirit of each one of the people. He talked their language to the photographer on the ship, talked like a photographer. He got inside more artistic point of view. To the carpenter who was from the lower class, he suddenly talked more of his language. He got into the spirit of each of these men, so he could figure out their mood and anticipate when they might start getting negative and infected with doubt. He was very sensitive to each person. He understood that the group had a dark side, and that it could ruin
Another 50 years, so I have all the time in the world.
human spirit. So he organized all of these things.
50 years, you say? Interesting.
He organized people talking.
Well, then I would advise getting in line now. If you don't,
He organized all
well, I guess
the drums and the rowdy.
get in line later. Then I don't know what to tell you on that. That's hilarious. I like that you have a time limit set up.
Elevate group spirits that they would start doubting. On and on and on. And through this process, he figured out the moment when they left the ice.
Gotcha.
I got on the
Christopher Quest and Saitama Tan shared my video. Thanks, guys. Why do you say you have 50 years? What does that mean? You just turned 50. You plan on scoring 100, and then you're out.
He crossed the most treacherous waters on the planet, 800 miles, with waves 30, 40 feet high, to South Georgia Island, where they were able to get a rescue ship, and all 27 men survived. It is considered one of the most remarkable survival and rescue stories in the history of humanity. And Sir Henry Shackelford has gone down in history. Any books on leadership are always quoting the story of Shackelford and what he accomplished on that journey. Now, through, and basically he did this through his knowledge of himself, through his incredible empathetic connections with men, and through his deep grasp of human nature. Now, I don't think here at Google you're ever going to be facing circumstances as dire as Shackleton facing. But as a social animal, we're always facing environments that are full of dangers, disappointment, toxic people, etc. And it's my belief, my hope, that with a genuine understanding of human nature, which I hope spark you today, you can navigate even the most.
Yep, 100 years and rolling out to heaven. Nice. I mean, one and done, right? One and done. Hundo and we outo. No, I'm just saying, if I get a commission for you, that would never be a time. Got it. Perfect. That's the way I like to do it. And then I just got another PM for another one, which is cool with me. How much, CGC?
So you mentioned that like 95% of
Stromly, I'm going to talk to you about that in a PM later if you want, or you can, if you want me to tell you now, I can, over the live streams. It's up to you, buddy. So sweet. Oh, sweet little baby, you're so cute. Let's see, dude. There's a red black paint all over his face. I gotta redo his whole face now. Just kidding, just right there. He's fixed. Drano, Drano, Drano. Where's my picture?
But anyway, so I think that
This new suit is just beautiful, isn't it?
about Abraham Lincoln, who had a very shadow first
Got an idea of putting Crane in Shredder's belly. Crane or Krang in Shredder's belly and doing anything to Shredder to make him pop more on the page. Coloring the turtles. Yeah. Putting Crane in Shredder's belly. That's hilarious. I love that. That's a great idea. Make him into either like a Mecha Shredder or just make him into like the 90s Shredder and put Krang in his belly. That'd look really neat. I like where your head's at, man. That's pretty awesome, actually. I love that idea. Going with it, bro. You're right where I was thinking. Nice. Man, that's my favorite part about doing these commissions is when you make a fun idea like that, and then you and the person who initiated the idea both are grooving with it. That would be so sweet, dude. So yeah, that's basically what I described to you as doing the full body, and I just because Krang is technically a character and he has a lot of complexity, and that's the difference between what we described as the same thing, but now we're adding Krang in there. I wouldn't charge anymore. It's the same thing. Same amount of like paint and complexity, in my opinion. So, the price I quoted you earlier is what to expect with that.
well, but the boss guys know you. So they are.
And this Mandalorian helmet really is beautiful. Like, that's what makes the Mandalorian the Mandalorian. That's what makes him so popular. It's a badass helmet he has. God damn, it looks good. What the hell, man? I'm smearing black paint on Yoda's face. Brutal. Oh yeah, that's good. Kind of got the base coat on their heads on there. It's gonna look like a really good cover once it's done. There you go. The armor all together is the Mandalorian all the way. Yeah. Yeah, this cover was just asking for it. Like, I showed the client my books I had on hand, and I have a really beat up version of this book. I still have it, so I have 2 of these books right now. I have another one over there. It's kind of beat up, and he just loved it so much he went and bought a near mint one. It still needs a press, but we're gonna press it, and we're gonna get it. We're gonna get a 9/8 after a press for sure. So let's see here. Should kind of do a big white pen. Thank you, Christopher. Yeah, I think it's going to look real good when we're done. Especially since I asked him if he wants the new armor, and he said yes. And I actually like the new armor because it's all white, and that looks nicer in my opinion. Dayman, oh, fighter of the night, man. Oh. So it's gonna be. Oh, he's got a totally different chest now. So that's okay. I can just put it in right now. So. He's got like a superhero chest now. He's so popular they had to have someone come in and make him a better costume. Which is fine with me. He's a master of karate and friendship for everyone. Damn. Oh, fighter of the night, man. Oh, champion of the sun. Oh, master of karate and friendship for everyone. Damn. See, he's looking even better now in that silver armor there. Let's see if there's any other differences that I should be noting here. It's pretty similar otherwise. This is flat now. Pauldrons are bigger now. Different shape as well. Clever design changes they made for his costume. Bigger shoulders. Very important when you're designing an iconic male character. Biggest shoulders you can put on him is basically your moneymaker right there.
So you talked a lot about power and empathy. I'm curious
From what I've found by playing World of Warcraft,
and having to make decisions.
it's all about the shoulders.
Overall, the best possibility for the overall good, right? Even when sometimes it has to be kind of hard on certain people, right? And then maybe like work harder to sort of get ahead in certain environment. Like, what are your thoughts on maybe struggle? Like, do you ever feel like too much empathy could lead to a little bit more of a kind of emotional decision making?
Yeah, I'm really liking how this is coming together. Okay. Look at his helmet there. See if it's kind of off. Visor is a little tiny bit lopsided. Look at my mirror. Once I get the color in, I'll be able to straighten it out. I'm gonna go take a break and let this dry.